So it wouldn't really be a video this week if I didn't start by talking about the very cool records that were set this week. The 59.64 and 48.09 Colombian feet national records. Even though the feet community in Colombia isn't completely developed, I still think these records deserve all of the congratulations that we can give them. Will you ever go to a competition in Seattle? If not, why? I think there's a pretty good possibility of me going to a competition in Seattle, but it won't be till after next fall, and any time after that will probably happen. Do you have any tips on F2L? Do you use intuitive or algorithm F2L? F2L isn't really a strong suit of mine. Nothing with 3x3 really is, but what I've really been working on with F2L lately is multi-slotting, so solving two F2L pairs at the exact same time. I've come up with some algorithms for some cases that I couldn't find any algorithms for, and learned some algorithms. Up until maybe last year, November, I did all of F2L intuitively, and then I started looking at algorithms and I'm like, okay, it's pretty dumb just to do only intuitive F2L because there are so many cases that are really easy to solve, but you just need someone to tell you how to do it. Will you ever add more to your reptile channel, even if it's just clips of your snakes or other reptiles, just something, please? I will add more there eventually, but I'm not exactly sure what to put up there because I'm still trying to learn some stuff myself. I mean, there's a lot I have that I could teach people about reptiles. I know quite a bit, but you know, just trying to figure out the whole reptile video thing is kind of different, but I'm sure I'll put stuff up eventually. Will you ever go to a competition in Sweden? This is, again, a very good chance. You know, that's pretty much the top place where I'd like to go is Sweden for a competition. Also, here is a question. Who's the best football team? This person said the Patriots. You know, there's a saying that goes, the cheaters never win, but they won the Super Bowl last year. Bunch of cheaters. What are some things not to do in a video? I'm glad you asked, because that brings us to the section of the video I like to call There are so many different things you could do wrong in a video, but after lots of thought and deliberation over this topic over the past few hours, I have gotten it down to one thing you should not do in videos, and that is use animals to get views and attention. How much longer are your solves in competition because of nervousness? Well, I don't really get nervous at competitions anymore. It's very rarely that I'm ever nervous. And I can make a video about tips on how to not be nervous at competitions sometimes, but it doesn't usually affect my times too much. Usually my times are slower because I mess something up. Do you think there should be a rule to be quiet during the final round of any multi-round events, like there is for 3x3 most of the time? This is actually kind of interesting because usually the only time people are quiet for a final round is for 3x3, and I don't like when people are quiet because that means they're watching me, and you know, I'm not that good of a solver, so I'm like, well, they're not going to be entertained that much because, you know, I'm kind of slow, but yeah, I don't think we would have any way to implement a rule like that in competitions. It would be interesting though, but a lot of the faster people, I think, don't really like really quiet atmospheres. Question, what do you think of the event Square One now? So you think the Chi Square One will let more world records happen? Back in, I don't remember when, but I started getting into Square One, basically just to bring my summer ranks down because I'm not top 1,000 in the world for Square One. I think the Chi will definitely help world records be set more frequently now, I don't have the Qi yet. Soon I will, but I've been practicing quite a bit on my MF8. What 3x3 and 2x2 do you recommend for beginners? 3x3, I would probably get the Thunderclap because it is quite inexpensive and it is quite a good cube. As far as 2x2 go, I wouldn't really recommend a 2x2, but if you're feeling the need to get a 2x2, Diane is at the top of my list, but if you don't want to spend that much, just get one of the newest 2x2s. I guess they seem to be less, if I remember correctly. Are you going to Colorado? I am in just like 2 weeks. Were you ever in a Kerbin club at school? I actually was, but nobody else ever joined. It was kind of boring. Can you do challenges? I've done a few in the past, and I'd be up for doing more, but it kind of depends on the challenge. How's the Meiying compared to the Tanglong? Which do you prefer? I like the Tanglong much better. I wasn't a big fan of the Meiying. Really light cubes, I don't necessarily like. The Huanying, the very first cube from Moyu, I really liked. It was my main for a long time, and it was even lighter than the Meiying. So there was something about the slight lockups that happened with the Meiying that I just didn't prefer. Can you solve 2 cubes at the same time one-handed? No, that would be extremely difficult. I can solve 2 cubes at the same time with 2 hands. I did it on a bike one time. I think I have a video of it. This next question comes from the person who has the second fastest single solve for a Rubik's Cube ever, and he would like to know, would you be able to take a picture of yourself with Colin and Tommy to complete the trio of cubers who have seemingly never combed their hair in their lives? It's so true. Should I buy from Cubes for Speed or CubesEZ.com? I really recommend to go CubesForSpeed.com if you live in the United States, because it's maybe a little bit more than CubesEZ, but that's because CubesEZ is based out of China and it takes a very long time to get your products. And also CubesEZ, people have lots of problem receiving their items. Even myself, I've had problems getting items from them, taking multiple months for them to arrive, and I just think it's not a great site to order from. Have you ever been to Granite Peak? I have one time, and we were debating about going this weekend, but we still might. What's your thought on Lucas Etter's 4.90 single? I think it is great. I kind of wish Lucas had waited one competition to set this record though, so that Keaton's record could have gone in as a world record, but you know, I'm still happy that Lucas has it. He's pretty cool. I'd like to wish everyone in the United States of America a happy Thanksgiving tomorrow, and if you're not in the United States, just have a good day, I guess.